Every great thing ever made has a brilliant mind who conceptualized it at first and made it into reality. From Steve Jobs and Apple to Bill Gates and Microsoft, the world never runs out of these brilliant-minded individuals who puts innovation above all else. Yet one of the biggest secrets that as of today is still hotly debated around the web and in the real world is the true identity of the creator of the world's first and famous cryptocurrency. This is Jake from Smarterium, and today we will be taking up the controversies and supposedly the real identity of Bitcoin's founder, the enigmatic and mysterious Satoshi Nakamoto. So, who is Satoshi Nakamoto? Who is this titular bright mind that stirred up the whole financial world with his creation of the poster boy of the cryptocurrency world, the Bitcoin? Is he even real? Or just a fictional identity created to mask a real person or a group? Well, you see, the name Satoshi Nakamoto is basically a pseudonym, or should I say, a pen name or an alias. This means that it can be the name of one person who may or may not have the actual name, or a group of computer programmers who doesn't want to reveal their true identities.
It all began in 2008, in which a paper was published by Nakamoto, and in its 9 pages, it describes the technology on how to create a network that will not permit any deceitful activities regarding digital currencies and henceforth validating them.
The white paper was titled Bitcoin, a peer-to-peer electronic cash system. Also, this is the first time Bitcoin was ever mentioned by Nakamoto. In the next year, in 2009, the plan was put into its testing phase, in which Nakamoto released the cryptocurrency's very first software. During this, Nakamoto became very active and collaborated with other devs to further develop the program. Yet, in 2011, Satoshi Nakamoto suddenly disappeared from the scene. Since then, nothing was heard of him. No emails, no forums, nothing. He just vanished. There are a lot of speculations regarding Nakamoto's disappearance. People have mixed reception regarding Nakamoto's act. Some people say that he vanished and sold Bitcoin to the devs and other people to make it grow and evolve on its own. Others hypothesize a much sinister route, stating that he had made his point to rack in all the money he gained from all those years. It's also theorized that Nakamoto had 1 million bitcoins in his person before he left, which is a staggering $8 billion as of today's exchange rate. It's like Nakamoto already had his cut on the project and ran away with it, while still nobody knows his true identity. Since then, there are wild speculations on who really is the real Mr. Nakamoto. A couple of people emerged and claimed that they are the real Satoshi Nakamoto, whereas there are some which are accused of being the man himself. One of those accused of being the real Satoshi Nakamoto is Hal Finney, a computer scientist and one of the pioneering Bitcoin contributors. He is also known to be the receiver of the very first Bitcoin transaction. According to findings of Juola and Associates, a leading company in stellometry and linguistic analysis, Satoshi Nakamoto and Hal Finney's writing have an undoubtful resemblance. Finney denied this allegation and was later on confirmed after an interview with Andy Greenberg, a Forbes journalist, that Finney's statement is true, putting himself out of the equation. By far one of the most famous case of being branded as the real Satoshi Nakamoto out there is the story of a Japanese-American man named DORIAN Nakamoto, a physicist who worked as a system engineer and, incidentally, lived just a couple of blocks from where Finney lives, in which, in the previous allegation regarding Finney, used Mr. Nakamoto's identity as his alias. The first clue is that in his name itself, DORIAN PRENTICE Satoshi Nakamoto, in which his birth name is actually Satoshi Nakamoto. The second clue is that during an interview with Leah Goodman, an investigative journalist and author of the book The Asylum, The Renegades Who Hijacked the World's Oil Market, Nakamoto stated that, and I quote, "I am no longer involved in that, and I cannot discuss it. It's being turned over to other people. They are in charge of it now. I no longer have any connection." This statement further strengthened the theory of him being the real Satoshi Nakamoto, and media swarmed over his residence to further extract more information from him. The media even went as far as camping near his house and stalking him to get that juicy scoop, which disrupts the normal daily life of Mr. Nakamoto. Later on, DORIAN Nakamoto denied any allegations and speculations of him being involved with the titular cryptocurrency Bitcoin. DORIAN also further stated that he got the wrong idea regarding Goodman's questions, thinking that the question refers to his time working with Citibank.
During the same day and after 5 years of being silent, Satoshi Nakamoto's P2P Foundation account posted a message, "I am not DORIAN Nakamoto." With DORIAN Nakamoto's statement and some evidences that discredits him being the real Satoshi Nakamoto, that statement proves to be the last nail in the coffin. Yet some people still believe that DORIAN Nakamoto's account was hacked, and someone else posted that statement.
To this day, nobody still have any answer to this mystery. Back in 2015, Gizmodo and Wired conducted an investigation regarding who really is Satoshi Nakamoto and suggested, with a grain of salt, that Craig Wright, an Australian Antiguan computer scientist, is the founder of Bitcoin, aka the real Satoshi Nakamoto, stating that Wright maybe either invented Bitcoin or is a brilliant hoaxer who very badly wants us to believe he did. Also, Gizmodo released a story claiming that Satoshi Nakamoto is the alias used by both Wright and David Kleiman, computer forensics expert. There are a lot of people who backs Wright's declaration, including Gavin Anderson, a Bitcoin dev, John Matonis, the former director of the Bitcoin Foundation, and Ian Grigg, a cryptographer and inventor of the Ricardian contract, which is a vital part of the blockchain. Despite all those evidence that supports Wright being the real Satoshi Nakamoto, there are some skeptics that are not convinced with all these. Bitcoin developer Peter Todd and Jeff Garzik both stated that all evidence that Wright have proves nothing at all. Even Dan Kaminsky, an American security researcher, believes that Wright is a fraud, quoting that, "It's like Wright took the final page of a signed contract and stapled it to something else, then proclaimed to the world, 'See, I signed it.'" Despite all the efforts people did to uncover the real identity of Satoshi Nakamoto, and all those people claiming to be him, or alleged to be him, no concrete and definite answers backed with the factual evidence have ever surfaced yet. Satoshi Nakamoto will still remain as the enigmatic genius who created the world's most popular cryptocurrency, the Bitcoin. So, why do people are eager to know who Satoshi Nakamoto is? Well, one of the main reasons is that of the speculation regarding Satoshi Nakamoto having at least 1 million bitcoins in him before he left. Since there will only be 21 million bitcoins to be ever released, and there are almost 18 million now in circulation, imagine having 5.5% of all bitcoins right now, or 4.7% of all bitcoins that will ever exist. Surely, this number will raise a lot of eyebrows. If this is the case, then if Nakamoto will release all those bitcoins out in the market at once, there is a probability that the value of Bitcoin will go down exponentially. rendering them less valuable than they are before. For now, Satoshi Nakamoto remains hidden and probably will keep his silence for a long time. Unlike other crypto developers such as Vitalik Buterin of Ethereum, but that will be a topic for another day. Despite all the issues that Bitcoin faces through all these years, Nakamoto seems to be not interested in all those. Probably it's for the greater good that the identity of Satoshi Nakamoto is still covered in a veil of mystery. For now, the only thing we could do is to speculate, until the real, one and only Satoshi Nakamoto breaks his silence and steps out from the shadows. Hope you guys like our video, and if you do, just click the like button and leave a comment below. Also, don't forget to hit the subscribe and click on the notification button to receive any updates from our channel. If you'd like to watch our other videos, please click on the links on the description below as well. And yeah, thank you for watching.